On this week's edition of the Rebel Report, March Madness found its way to the Valley, and we'll give you a unique look at the action from the Mountain West tourney.
Oh my goodness, that's just too far out.
Oh. The Runnin' Rebel season came to a halt against Reno, so what's next for the Rebs? While San Diego State cuts down the nets. Spring football getting underway with a new perspective from quarterback Armani Rogers. Also, the little girl with a big heart continues to put UNLV on the map, one first pitch at a time. Hailey Dawson is our guest in studio as the Rebel Report starts right now.
Hi, and welcome to Studio F on the campus of UNLV. This is our third episode of Season 5 of the Rebel Report. We want to welcome all of you watching online or on KCLV Channel 2. I'm Jafar Robso.
I'm Brandon McGregory. We hope you enjoyed this season so far. But there's still plenty more sports to talk about, like the Mountain West Conference basketball tournament, which is here on campus of UNLV at the Thomas & Mack Center.
Every year, the Mountain West tournament finds its way to the Thomas & Mack Center, and this year, we had a rivalry match early on in the tournament.
The Runnin' Rebels beat Air Force the opening round of the tournament before facing Reno in the quarterfinals. The Rebels made a run, but Sarah Coker joins us live in the studio to break down what would be the final game of the season for UNLV.
Thanks, guys. It was a tough game for the Runnin' Rebels playing their biggest rival, the University of Nevada Reno Wolfpack. The fans watched the Rebels closely to see if they would advance in the Mountain West tournament. After winning against the Air Force, the Rebels were confident to take on their rival. UNLV kept ahead of the Wolfpack and led at halftime 39-31. We saw 4 of the Runnin' Rebels in double figures. Junior forward Shakir Houston with his 15th double-double of the season, and freshman forward Brandon McCoy with his 18th of the year. Junior guard Chris Clyburn and senior guard Javon Mooring also in double figures. The Rebels, however, could not keep up with the Wolfpack as they played a strong second half with 8 three-pointers. The Rebels turned the ball over 14 times, which led to 16 points being scored by the Wolfpack. And with just seconds left on the buzzer, the Rebels had a chance to tie the game, but Mooring's deep three was off the mark. The Runnin' Rebels lose 79-74 and ends the season with a 20-13 record.
I thought our team was battled. You know, I thought we took the fight to them. I thought we played hard. I thought we gave it a great effort. So I'm proud of these guys, you know, to do what we've done and put 9 new faces together and go out and fight and compete like this. It doesn't feel good after a loss. But I think after some time and you get to reflect a little bit, we'll see that we move the needle in a positive direction.
I wouldn't say discouraged. We were just all question marks. We was trying to figure out what was going wrong and how our season was like going downhill from when we was playing good basketball. I just felt as though when we got the win yesterday afternoon, it was just like, all right, well, we got our groove back. We still in the winning spirit. So today we just carried over and just, played with all the energy and heart that we had stored.
Coach Benji said after the game he had no interest in taking his team to a postseason tournament like the CBI, instead choosing to focus on the next season. The biggest question mark remains, does Brandon McCoy return to UNLV or declare for the NBA draft? Guys?
A tough end for the Runnin' Rebels season. Meanwhile, the Lady Rebels were selected to play in the WNIT facing Utah in the opening round March 15th. Well, we'll recap that game in next week's episode, and we'll get back to the tournament later in the show with the closer look of San Diego State's surprise run.
Basketball players weren't the only athletes to compete in the Mountain West Conference. Another Rebel team had a competition of their own for the first time. UNLV would clash against another university for a trophy. Our own Cecilia Heston has more information on that.
While the Runnin' Rebels, who are playing right behind us, are in their own Mountain West Conference, The eSports team is playing in the first ever eSports showdown here in the Thomas & Mack Center. All eyes are set into one place, the big screen. These are the exhibition matches between UNLV and Boise State leading up to the big tournament that weekend.
I thought it was a close game overall, and it wasn't just like, oh, we're better than them. No, I thought it was just really small things that it came down to, and that we just kind of executed better than that.
UNLV is definitely a strong team, and they could easily beat us as we could easily beat them. And we're a pretty evenly matched team, so we're definitely going to go into it prepared and ready to put up a good fight.
We were very confident, actually. We researched a lot, we practiced a lot to combat their what we thought they were going to do.
Boise State was able to come back and win the match, but there is a larger lesson to be learned than just losing.
It's more so like it's an eye-opener for them as well, that hey, you know, we have the chance to play in something like the Mountain West Conference, and we can potentially be in other competitions around the states. And this is just a motivator for them more than anything.
It all started with a simple idea, and now it's become a reality, a bigger one than what was expected.
I'm still in shock. You know, when I walked in here this morning and I looked at this set, I was just blown away. Because 3 months ago, I had this vague image in my mind of where are we going to get the computers from? Where are we going to get the player desk? What about the screens and the cameras? Who's going to do the casting? All of those questions were floating in my mind with no answers. And here I am 3 months later looking at the real thing.
There's been ups and downs throughout the whole weekend for both teams, with show exhibition matches and the actual tournament. But the general consensus from everyone is that this event is a win for eSports. For the Rebel Report, I'm Cecilia Heston.
Boise State may have won the exhibition match, but the UNLV League of Legends and Overwatch teams were able to come back and win their first ever Mount West eSports trophy.
UNLV Football is officially getting ready for the season. The season spring ball has started with some new faces and one old one that is ready to take a larger leadership role. Our own Naomi Brown explains.
With their 2018 game schedule already released, the UNLV football team is wasting no time as they're back on the practice field mid-semester for spring ball. Football season is just around the corner, and the Rebels are back to business as spring ball practices started on March 6th. The Rebels are coming off of their 2017 season with 4 wins and 4 losses in the Mountain West Conference. The team was led by freshman quarterback Armani Rogers, who passed for 1,471 yards last season. He explains how he has improved for the upcoming season.
You always want to have that bitter taste of how last season went, and you want to progress from that. And then you want to just continue to strive for what your ultimate goal is and just keep pushing for it.
There is a new face on the field. Early Liberty High School graduate and soon-to-be UNLV freshman Kenyon Oblad is already practicing with the team. Junior running back Lexington Thomas finished out the 2017 season with 1,336 rushing yards and 17 touchdowns. For the 2018 season, the offensive side of the ball is stacked with 4 quarterbacks that could potentially get the job done for the Rebels.
Quality decision there, with Armani there, and you got Max, you got Oblad, you got Markel. We got to see how the 4 guys, how they do and how they mature. The great thing for us is, we're breaking the huddle right now, and you still only have 3 seniors breaking the huddle on offense. We're really experienced, and we're still really young, which is a great thing. So now we're so further ahead offensively. We're installing new things day one.
Spring practices are every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday until the Rebels Spring Showcase on Saturday, April 14th. Although it's only springtime, the Rebels are gearing up for their first game on September 1st at USC. For the Rebel Report, I'm Naomi Brown.
Fans are invited to watch the Rebels Showcase and can already start purchasing season tickets for the fall.
The Mountain West Championship shook the fans out of their seat as two old rivals, New Mexico and San Diego State, were head-to-head for the spot in the big dance.
With the banging atmosphere, here's a look at the intense crowd from both sides of the court at the Thomas & Mack.
Well, as you know, I'm a California. No, I'm just playing. I want to switch my pick. San Diego State. I'm a Cali native. Go Aztecs. I'm a huge Kawhi Leonard fan, so I'm rolling with the Aztecs. Forget everything I said about New Mexico. I just read that off Google.
Built in San Diego, discover something new.
Words can't describe the amount of joy that I have. Drove up from San Diego at 6:45 this morning just to watch this game.
9-game
and
win.
I might have to quit my job and go to the tournament now. I don't know. We'll find out.
Great game. Fantastic. I wish UNLV was in it, but hey, you know what I'm saying? What else?
That was pretty fun. That was pretty cool. I'd rather it be UNLV though.
Congratulations to SDSU, who earned an 11th seed and will face off against the 6th seed Houston Cougars in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Now it's time to meet our special guest, Hailey Dawson. Hailey has been throwing baseballs across the country, including the World Series, thanks to the help of UNLV.
Rebel Report, time out.
Thanks guys. Today we have Hailey Dawson, her mom, and UNLV grad student Maria, who designed the robo-hand for our in-studio interview. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks for inviting us.
Hailey, what did you do today?
Today I went to school.
What did you do in school?
Work.
Work. Do you like coming here and missing school?
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
Because work is boring.
So you've thrown the first pitch, you dropped the puck. What has been your favorite moment so far?
The Orioles pitch.
Oh, why?
Because the Orioles are my favorite team.
Oh, I bet they are. So how many robo-hands do you have?
I have 9 and I'm about to get 10.
What's your 10th one?
The Padres one.
The Padres, wow. Which one's your favorite though?
Golden Knights.
Golden Knights. And who signed your Golden Knights hand?
England, McNabb, Schmidt, and Neal.
Can you show us your hand? Because it's so cool. And isn't Chance one of your favorites?
Yeah.
Why is Chance your favorite?
I don't know.
Because he dances all the time and just is always there, and he dabs too, like your favorite dance move. And Miss Dawson, so when UNLV gave the okay that they're going to build this hand for your daughter, how did that feel at that moment when you found out?
You know, it's pretty exciting because I wanted that relationship with students working on this hand for Hailey, because they can relate to a child even better than an adult can. So it was pretty exciting, and almost 3 years, and look where we've come. We've come so far.
And then a way for you to spread awareness of Poland syndrome is to have Hailey throw the first pitch at all these Major League Baseball games. What else do you do to spread awareness?
We post a lot on Facebook and on her. Hailey has social media, which I control. She doesn't really know what goes on in there. I show her sometimes, but I show her messages when people post messages to her. We're on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, and I post a lot of stuff about Hailey. And there's a Poland syndrome awareness group on Facebook as well. There's not really a national organization, so it's kind of like the only group we can keep in touch with other people that have Poland syndrome and share information, and it's actually help others get a robotic hand too.
And then last time we talked, you said that 15 teams confirmed that for this year so far that she's going to throw the first pitch. Have there been new teams that confirmed?
We're at 24.
24, wow.
Yes.
Can you name a couple more for us?
3 more.
I'll just tell you who we're missing. And so we're missing the Reds, the Red Sox, and the Angels. Everybody else is confirmed.
So how is it planning this and making sure Hailey still goes to school?
Well, most of it's going to be during the summer, so she won't have school. And while she's in school, we're doing it a weekend here, a weekend there. So she won't miss. School is important. That's the one thing that we always try to make sure. And she's a straight A student, so when she misses for something like this, it's an hour, it's totally fine.
And then earlier you mentioned the Yankees. She's going to Yankees. So when will that game be?
July 3rd.
Are you excited to go
to New York?
New York?
Yeah.
Yes. And then Maria, when you were designing this hand, what were the challenges that you came across?
Sizing, making enough changes so that she wants to wear it and it doesn't hurt her in any way, and just making updates to keep her wanting to wear it.
And then what are the steps that you guys had to go through, and how long did it take for you to have your final product and to give Hailey the hand that she needs?
So for this one, it was about 6 months for the first hand, which broke within a day. And then
15 minutes.
Yeah.
And no fault of the hand, it was because she stuck one of the fingers in a little hole on the metal sign and it wouldn't come out, so she yanked her hand out and the finger came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't the hand, it was actually her doing it.
And then have you made or designed other robo hands for other kids here in the Valley?
Yes, so there's a little girl, Sophia, that Young introduced us to that we've been making hands for as well.
And then how many hands, or like, how long does it take to make the hand?
From start to finish, once we have the model done, about a week, because they're soaking in fluid to make sure all the lines are clear so we can run the string through it.
Okay, and then have you made any improvements on the hand since you first made it for Hailey?
Yes, so we listened to Hailey and Young give us the things that don't work very well, and we tried our best to adjust it so that when we do help other kids and continue this project, that it's more functional.
Okay, great. Thank you guys for coming and joining us. And Hailey, you get to miss school. Yes. Now sending over to Marcos with the panel discussion.
Thanks, Michaela, for setting up that interview with Hailey. She's so cute. She's just so adorable. But today we're going to discuss basketball and baseball. So obviously we're in March, which means March Madness. And the UNLV baseball team has been going on a really good streak. So today I have Cece, Nyshawn, and Hailey. So let's start off with the most important so far is the NCAA March Madness. Cece, who do you have as favorites to win the tournament?
So I think known favorites for everyone are Duke, Villanova, but my favorites to win are Gonzaga, partially because that's where I'm from, you know, like I'm representing, well, close to my hometown, and I love Gonzaga, but they're looking good to win. They won this morning against UNC Greensboro.
So you're kind of a little biased.
Yeah, but they did win this morning, so I think they're looking good for the whole tournament.
Okay. Actually, we had our own little bracket, so everybody here at Rebel Report, we kind of have a little bet with our executive producer, John. We'll see how that goes. But back here to UNLV, Nyshawn, Brandon McCoy. He's been getting offers from the NBA. Obviously, he's still a freshman. Can you elaborate on what you think he should do? Should he stay? Should he go?
From a student opinion, and me being here throughout my college time and like watching basketball and watching the basketball players like come up, I would say that he should stay. Only because I feel like mentally he's not ready and he's not prepared. Like he's young, he's 19, he's barely come in. He's still learning how to play and be a team player and be like a good sportsman, teamwork. I feel like he's not ready for the NBA, and although a lot of boards have him picked for the first round as a first round pick, I feel like it comes into play with him how he plays on the court. I feel like in some aspects he's not really good defensively. He's not the greatest when it comes to media. Like during press conferences, he'll put his head down. He'll do one-questioners. I feel like he just needs to take time in maturing within the growth of college basketball before he does make it to the NBA, and he's paid millions. So I think it's a time process, and he should wait.
Have you noticed, so what you're trying to say is more of a body language sort of thing that you feel like he's maybe not?
Definitely a body language thing. I feel like it's more of a, I got it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to succeed at it, so it's okay how I play it now. You know what I mean? I feel like you need to learn how to play as a team before you make it to the pros, and, you know, you're with the big dogs.
Right.
So I feel like it comes into play where, like, it's just being patient.
Okay. And now, Hailey, you actually did a story on the UNLV baseball team, correct?
Yes, I
so they've had the best start off in the history of the program. What do you think their secret is?
Well, we had the opportunity to talk to Coach Stolte, and he mentioned that they're just pitching better and they're actually playing cohesively as a team. And they're also batting lights out. They just played Utah, and Chase Maddox, he pitched. He only let them get one run, and his dad is also the pitching coach. So I think pitching, obviously, like Coach Stolte said, but they're just playing as a team.
So it's a chemistry sort of thing, you would say?
I think so, and I think they're practicing more. I mean, they just the way that they're playing too, you can see that they really want it. It's a team that I think saw how they performed last season and made not only a mental decision but a physical decision. You can see in their practices that they're really obtaining. I mean, they're 16-2 right now, so they're really just pushing to keep winning and maintain that streak.
Okay. And really quick, Nyshawn and Hailey, I know CC, we know your favorite. Who do you ladies have for favorite for the March Madness?
I have Villanova.
Okay.
I have Arizona.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that
Let's
goes.
get
I have Duke, so we'll see how that goes. All right, guys. What is your favorite pick, Jafar and Brandon?
Marcos, I have Arizona winning the whole thing. What about you, Brandon?
It's hard to say, but I'm going to go with Arizona.
You're going to go with Arizona?
Arizona. They're looking good.
Yeah. We have an up-and-coming pro boxer training in Las Vegas who is on the rise with the help of a UNLV coach and his father. Casey Carpenter introduced us to Caleb Plant.
Caleb Sweethands Plant is one of the hardest working young fighters right now in the business, and we get a chance to meet him today.
Training out of City Athletic Boxing Club here in Las Vegas, Caleb recently fought in a bout to get him one step closer to a title shot. Walking in with publicist Mario Serrano and longtime coach Justin Gambor, Caleb has an amazing connection with his assistant coach, his dad.
And to this day, my dad's a superhero, and I want to be just like him. You know what I'm saying? That's the closest dude to me. And growing up, everywhere he went, I went. If it was the grocery store, I was with him. If it was to the gas station, I was with him, no matter where it was. And one weekend, my dad would drive me to Alabama to kickbox, and the next day, the next weekend, he'd drive me all the way to Chicago in his car just to have one kickboxing fight. That's 3 2-minute rounds, all the way to Chicago for one fight. And it's not like we had the money, he just made it happen. So as much as I've given this sport, of myself, he's equally given that as well, So I'm forever in debt to him.
Caleb's dad, Richie Plant, started out kickboxing when he was young. He fought on ESPN a few times during his competitive days. They started out struggling in Ashland, Tennessee at their own gym and then moved to City Boxing in Nashville. Once professional, Caleb became a Las Vegas resident. His lifestyle was and is living and breathing boxing.
It's been everything. It was our main focus for so long, just since he was a child. Everything we did every week was somehow involved with that, whether it be going to the gym, going to the track for running, going to shows and tournaments on the weekend. Really our whole life just revolved around that, and to a large part still does.
Caleb signed with Al Heyman in 2014, and his debut fight was a 47-second knockout that sent him into a whirlwind of undefeated fights. The hardest fight for Caleb, though, was losing his 19-month-old daughter, Aaliyah, to an unknown disease in 2015. After that battle, he doesn't seem fazed by the challenges in his career. He's fought some tough opponents in the ring like Tyrone Brunson and Thomas Awimbono to add to his undefeated record. His dad Richie has some great advice for all parents.
Parenting is easy. It's just time and attention. If you don't spend the time and attention with them, doesn't matter what else you have, if you have the money or the connections or whatever, it's all about just spending the time and attention.
There's a winning team on the rise in the 168-pound division, with longtime coach Justin Gambor and UNLV's own Larry Wade as his strength and conditioning coach. Caleb Sweethand's plant is looking well prepared for success.
And that's it. We look forward to seeing more from Caleb Plant in the future. For the Rebel Report, this is Casey Carpenter.
Caleb recently won his last match against Rogelio Porky Medina at the Don Huskins Center to bring his record to 17-0. I can't wait to watch his next fight. Thanks, Casey. Earlier in the show, you met Hailey Dawson, who is bringing all kinds of national attention to Poland syndrome. But now we're about to meet a special 4-year-old with a story that may not be as known, but is just as powerful.
Maybe you heard of Super Benji. If not, Michaela Jackson has more on this young cancer survivor.
Here at the Rebel Report, we tell stories about UNLV athletics, professional teams in the Valley. But today, we're having a little fun by playing baseball with a special 4-year-old. This is not any ordinary 4-year-old. His name is Benji, also known as Super Benji. Why is he super?
I beat it. I'm a brain cancer survivor. I'm a brain cancer survivor.
That's right. He beat cancer twice. He had brain cancer and spinal cancer. Benji loves baseball. He even threw the first pitch for his favorite team, the Dodgers. During our baseball game, Benji loves hitting the ball and running to third base.
Anything more than a mother can do for their kid when you're going through cancer. There's things that you can do as a mom, and there's things that your kid just needs from other people in the community that you just can't give. And the love you guys give is something that is special to us. So
Benji is constantly at the doctor's office. So we wanted to put a smile on his face and play Benji's favorite sport with him.
Oh, you missed. Wait, again. Wait. Okay, now hit it hard. Show me. Oh, right. In the face, this way.
he fell in love with baseball because we were pretty much confined to the house, and movie after movie, we started watching The Sandlot, and he just became addicted, like in love with baseball.
Whenever Benji would hit the ball, he would run and tackle his older brother, Hunter. Benji even tackled our executive producer, John Castanino.
The old guy goes down. I know.
Benji!
It's okay.
Overall, we couldn't help but smile and see Benji running around in his UNLV gear. Benji is still a ball of energy, even though he's experiencing the side effects of chemotherapy. For the Rebel Report, I'm Michaela Jackson.
Benji was diagnosed with choroid plexus carcinoma at 9 months old, and shortly after his surgery, doctors found tumors spreading to his spine.
Benji continues to go through physical therapy to gain his strength back. Man, I wish I could have played baseball with Super Benji.
So Michaela gave us these wrists that says kids get cancer too. And I look at it sometimes and it just motivates me that this kid went through cancer twice and he's able to beat it. Mm-hmm. And I know his favorite movie is Sandlot, so I'm wondering if you've seen it.
I've never seen that movie before.
You never seen it?
Never.
You're killing me, Brandon. You're killing me. Well, that's all the time we have for you today.
Make sure you follow us on our social media, and we'll see you next week.
Almost. Oh. Again. Oh, you missed. Wait, again. Wait. Okay, now hit it hard. Show me. Oh!
Now, they got stubble, so you get the additional vision, and then